Okay, guys, sorry about that delay. I had a phone call I had to take. Let's get started. Like always, none of this is financial advice. Always do what's best for you. Just use this for your education and entertainment purposes only. So we're going to go live here. So during trading hours, I usually don't have time to do this, but today I can fit this in. I'll try to go through your super chats. Market is pumping. Everyone's excited. I'm watching some video being marketed by someone I won't name saying melt up, blow off top. It's going to be moon to the moon. That again, I think that's delusional euphoria. But hey, can it go higher? Sure. Look, this is what we have coming soon, right? So we do know that this is coming. So we are going higher, but I do think, like all good things, it comes to an end, and a horrific end at that. So, but this is good times. Now, where are we here? I think what we're going to see play out is you see how you have this maybe like a cup and handle here. Maybe right around here you'll get some resistance. You can even get another pullback, mini consolidation and pullback right around here. So what I'm thinking is you got on the SPY, you're in this wave 3, maybe 4. You get to like the 565, 66, you pull back, maybe make another all-time high, and then you probably get the wave 2 price action. You could do something deep like that. Now, if 5 can extend out, then I would be looking for a back test, like something like that. So we'll have to see the nature of this final wave to really understand it. Now, the triple Qs, again, should be, we'll finish A, we have B, and then we have a C coming. So we have this B coming. IWM, we found the low. Race divergence, vertical. We're looking for higher prices. And again, should go in 5 waves. The Dow Jones is really a tricky structure. So the Dow Jones, a lot of traders would say that this is finished here. I think you still need to be cautious that you don't get a flat, some kind of flat with like a rug pull, something like this. I think you have to be careful here. That this doesn't happen to you. Yeah. So okay. So anyway, there we go. So that's the market, guys. And I do think so. I saw a new chart on Bitcoin recently, BitX. And when I really look at this, if I was just looking at this, this looks easy. 5 waves, 3 waves, hits the buy area, goes up. I mean, this looks like it's going to need another swing higher. This is telling me, unless we could break 1882, you have to almost think Bitcoin's going higher. So I think this causes this instrument may have shown the hand, like poker player accidentally showed his cards to the opponent. This instrument may have tipped the hand in crypto. I think looking at that chart, I think crypto's bottomed as of now, and it's building a higher high base. So I think we can't be bearish on crypto anymore, and I think the expectation of lower prices is probably not likely based on this instrument. And this is something new that I hadn't tracked before. One of you guys asked about it. So this was our original count. I'm willing to bet that this count won't play out, and it's more like something like this here. Okay, that's what I'm thinking now. And again, it's a slight tweak of the count, but I think that's how we have to go with now. And then this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you had a 1, 2, 3 down. Again, it's not a pretty looking wave, but I can force the label in. And I don't know if this will be a fifth wave or a two. I call it a two because this is just taking so long. It just seems like out of proportion for a four. It's too long. It seems like it's a two wave, but we'll find out as we come out of this. And if we do come out of this, this is going to create massive upside. Look at this massive inverse head and shoulders breakout. So I think you can't be bearish on crypto right now. I think it's worth the risk as long as this low holds here based on what I'm seeing. And we also just saw Link take this high out. So Link did bottom, right? We were worried it was going to double correct. I think that's negated now. So Link is showing as an altcoin that the low is in here, and we have a 1-2-1-2 ready to go to wave 3. So I think some of these altcoins also have now negated the bearish case in my mind. So I'm more bullish on crypto. The only thing that bothers me still in crypto is MicroStrategy's chart. When I look at MicroStrategy's chart, I am a little concerned of what's going to happen to it when it gets into this box and this. Now, if we get into this box and we can pump out of it, you know, could that be the low again? We'll have to relabel this, but maybe it has a bigger sideways move. We'll have to wait and see. But so this is, if only MicroStrategy were down here, would I be much more confident? But this is worrying me. But we need to wait and see what happens as this gets into this area, this 142. But I do think, as you could see, we broke that downtrend. Like we should have got rejected maybe here. So I think crypto is showing more bullishness than expected. And then if we look at the dollar index looks like to me we're in a sideways wave 4 kind of consolidation, wave 4 like this. And then we have this big push. So this should really help crypto when this comes. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, guys, that's it. Let's go to your questions while I have you on. Ronaldo AG. So silver, let's go to silver real quick because again, that's a very confusing chart like the Dow Jones. So guys, there is a bearish situation that is emerging on this leg here. This leg, I think, will play out, this leg, right? We know that the SPY will need a retrace of this move. The triple Qs will need to be, the IWM will eventually need to retrace this. So we know we have a big bearish drop. Maybe it's going to hit the Dow more than most, the cyclicals. Now, silver's doing great. Now, we had this moving higher, right? Like in a three-wave move. Now I'm looking for this to come back down again unexpectedly. So what I'm looking for is something like this, where you have you know, something like that. That's what I'm looking for in silver. But you know, I have to be real. I have to keep it real. What if TradingView just doesn't have the right price data on businesses, you know, the silver commodity? Because when I go to the silver ETF, it looks actually different than this. So something's wrong with the data. So I noticed that earlier, and this is why TradingView is probably not the best system. I know there's other software tools for tracking price and graphing it, but it works most of the time. But the silver ETF actually shows the low held and the bottom was in the buy area. So the silver ETF actually shows it was a bottom. So I think we got to go with the SLV ETF chart, despite what I'm saying. But I do know the Dow is coming with a pullback, probably a nasty pullback of some kind. So when this happens, maybe silver will come back. You know, I think silver will get hit here. I think it will. And gold, if we look at gold busted up. We had 4, right? We had this and we called this, and now we have 5. So now we're in 5 in gold. 5, right? And we're about to finish this first 3, this final 3 of 4, 5. What do you think is going to happen here? then you'll be correcting the whole thing in gold, right? The whole cycle, all the way back down. You know, so that's pretty bearish, right? That's pretty bearish setup in the metals, unless we can erase divergence, which it's trying to do. It may do that in the next day or two, but it hasn't yet. So until we can erase divergence, it's still a 5 of 5 of 5 in gold, which means gold could have a big catastrophe eventually, probably when the market peaks. And then silver, you know, if silver did bottom, like I showed you in the ETF, maybe silver's at 34, gold's peaked, everything peaks, perfect timing, the market's in sync, and it could crash, epic crash. And the dollar index is also at the low, all in sync and harmony with each other. All right, so let's go to AG, because the reason I say that is that's what we need to know about these stocks with AG and stuff. So it would be like irresponsible to say they're just going to go to the moon when you know that actually the major cycle is almost over. The major cycle is almost over. So that means these will probably extend, but then they have a deep pullback, right? So this is going to have a 3 and a 4 and a 5. My guess is when this pulls back, you're going to lose the whole thing. It's probably going to come all the way back down to 453. It probably hold the low. That's what you're hoping for. But it's entering a wave 3 right now of some kind. So AG is good, but you can't fall in love with it because of what I just showed you with silver and gold. Now, if we can erase divergence in gold, then the metals sector can be supported for much higher prices. Then you're going to get a wave 3 extension. Then this probably won't happen, and you'll probably will come out and take this peak out and go much higher. But until then, you have to be more bearish with this type of look. Okay, JR, DHI. It's all about that box I've shown you and where we are with it. And then you'll have to decide what you want to do. Let's see. So the thing to remember is you see all that bearish divergence. So it looks like to me it should end at end at any moment. This is going to end at any moment. This will end at any moment. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, the bearish setup, yes. To answer your question, bearish setup is still there. All right, Douglas, let's go to your question here. ASTS. Let's see how we're doing with this. So a little too bullish on the 1-2-1-2s, but that's okay. Looks like we had a 3, 4 extended fifth. There's your connector wave. We can try to see if we got to the target or not. Looks like it hit the target already, and it should be ready to go. No divergence. So this looks like the low. It's as long as you're above 23.44, it should stay bullish. And a 1, 2, and out. As long as it's above it. Now, if it goes below this, this is a connector, and it'll take a whole nother swing lower. Then I would be looking for it to tag 14. This just kind of historic trend line here. If I can draw it, something like that. So good luck. All right, FFIE. Just like a lot of these small guys, a lot of the small caps look really good for pumps, man. This is another one. This looks like it's come out of this correction and it's trying to be stealth. It's under stealth accumulation typically. here, as long as it's above that line right here, it's being stealthily accumulated in a series of 1-2s. Typically, now I can be wrong, but this is where you can kind of take a piece of it. Just make sure you stop out at 385.83, and then one day you wake up and it's up 40% and you have no idea why. That's what's happening here. But to me, that looks like that correction's over and you're in something like this, some kind of stealth accumulation. Okay. SOXL, until AMD hits the 100 level, SOXL is going to fail. It's going to go lower. It's just another fake out. But again, we're in a connector wave. We're in a connector wave. So connector wave could keep pushing up higher. I mean, this is the ultimate bull pump. It could come up to 47, 48, and then have the C wave crash. Or it could just be in a wave 2 right here off of C. Let's take a look where we are in the major cycle. Yeah, this looks like it's still in a B wave extension. So I would be looking for more upside. I think it's going to do a tricky structure, a trickier connector, which makes sense if the market's got to go higher to more all-time highs. What an ultimate bull trap this will be in the semiconductors. So I'd be looking for this, and so we could have a target, a sell target here that would get us to 45.50, which would be the back test of the trend line. And then more than likely, if we're up here, the market's probably at that 590, 600 level, and then you have that alignment for the crash scenario we're talking about. So there we go, something like this is what I'm thinking for now. All right, CH, let's go to CH here. AA, Alcoa. Alcoa's in the buy area. We have 3 waves down, so that's probably finished here. And so yeah, Alcoa is looking good for this, and that looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a 1, 2, and it's in this leg. So yeah, so that looks good. So people obviously have asked me about that. This is the buy area, and it's coming off that low, and nothing's in a straight line. So it's going to be like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go up. You get the deal. Roblox was another one that we called properly as well on our channel. Roblox doing its thing. We called this. Now we have a 3 here. We have a 4 here, and now we have the 5. And as you know, what happens after 5 waves up? It goes back down. So be looking for a pullback down to 41 before more upside. We have that bearish divergence, so I would expect that pullback to happen soon. Something like this. But that pullback will be buyable. Will be a buyable dip. Now, sometimes these pullbacks don't happen, and it could erase divergence, and then this becomes another 1, 2. So you know this is no means like short it, sell it. I'm just showing you for your education and entertainment purposes what I think will happen, but it's not a tradable chart. It's just like this is where I expect the price action to go. All right, Redfin, how's that one doing? That's another one. It's in the sell area today. Let's take a look at that. So yeah, Redfin's at an important moment. It looks like so you see this gap. Let's let it fill that gap here, and then I would be looking for something pretty nasty. Now, again, this chart this looks like 5 waves down to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, this is what it looks like to me. Let's go to the 4-hour. Look at that leg. Let's see here. You know, looking at it, you see how there's not a lot of there is divergence here, but not a lot. I mean, let's look at the other stochastic here. You see, I have a lot of bearish divergence here. You haven't really erased it. You need to erase that divergence. So we do know it's going to go higher. So it's going higher. I would be careful in it. I think this is a very sideways structure. I can be wrong about this impulse. If this impulse is wrong, then it will turn into a three-wave structure like this. Just break this high and then have its catastrophe, which would take it back up to 18 or 20. But I believe whatever happens here is going to fail. There will be no more. That ain't happening. So those dreams need to come to an end if anyone dreams that. This is just a counter trend move that will eventually end when there's a big enough squeeze and all that divergence is erased, and then it should continue lower eventually. Probably when the rate increase in cycle has to start, right? Because we know interest rates are going lower right now for a little bit longer, but then we see the charts on interest rates, they're going to 9% in the future. I have a feeling Redfin, Zillow, home builders are going to get obliterated with interest rates that high, mortgage rates into maybe even double digits. So that's what this is coming. That's that leg. Right now, this is just the counter trend euphoria of lower rates. Oh my gosh, 50 basis point decrease. Yay, yay, yay. Buy Redfin, pump it. I want to buy homes again. This is just a fake out because that's not going to last. Zimmer shows inflation's coming back. If this chart measures inflation, inflation is coming back, guys. That's what I'm saying. So just get ready for that. All right, so let's go to ON. Let's see that one. What's going on with ON today? So that is in the final leg higher. So it's got 3 swings. So there's a 1, 2. So it's in its last swing higher. One more swing. So it's close. We need to see all that divergence erased. We haven't seen that. So we need one more big pump to take out all these RSI peaks. The weekly come up, and then you know it's over, game over for this. This was our target. That's pretty far away. I don't know if it's going to get that far. I don't know if it's going to get there. Maybe we can get to 56. Okay. One Road AV. Fubu TV. Yeah, let's see. Again, I think small caps have potential for some pumping, some pumping action in this final like situation coming. But final like push higher. That's what I think. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to kind of say that's 3. So that's 3. That's 4. So you're looking for a 5th wave, and I think you'll get it. But like, just keep in mind what happens after 5. Again, if you've been trading GME, you know when you make that 5th wave, it's horrific. The pullback is horrific, and sometimes takes forever. So just expect like if you make this 5th wave and you see bearish divergence on the daily, you better know it's almost out of time. Ideally, I think the 243 would be the perfect area to reject it. Now, if you're a bull, what you're dreaming about is you break that, and then you erase divergence, and then this is another 1, 2. So I think basically you're bullish above 160. So you can buy it here, play a wave 5. Maybe you get lucky and get a 1, 2, 1, 2. With the risk is that you stop out at 160, and then this doesn't happen. Okay, that's what Fubo's doing. All right, Space Silver. Let's look at what you got. All right, let's go to those. VO Car B. So there's our long-term buy area. So we're not quite there yet. It looks like it's a flat correction of some kind playing out. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's take one more step. No, actually, I'll take that back. That's the one. So it's a WXY. And Let's just double check. Yeah, see, there's our buy area right there. And then here's your 1, 2, 3. There's your AB. There's your W. I'll call it a 5-wave AB here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I don't think you've erased divergence. Yeah, see. So this weekly, the weekly has to come down, boom, and take this peak out. And hopefully when it does that, you'll be down here, and then you could try to buy it. Let's go to the next one. FNOX. Looks like that's one we've done before. We had to buy here. We pulled back. Yeah, to me, that's probably truncated and finished. We don't have positive confirmation yet because the weekly cycle had. Oh, it looks like we have broke. So the weekly cycle has so you have just started a new weekly cycle higher. So as long as you're above 54.68, it should be pushing up in a wave 3. So good luck on that. NIBE. There it is. NIBE is in the buy area right now. It looks like it did extend. Let's see how we're doing. We are in a 5th wave. Okay, so these are really hard because you could easily be off by a swing. So ideally you could get one more low, but sometimes you could be, like I said, you could be off by a swing. It could be mislabeled. But so once you push, I guess the best way we have to probably go to the monthly cycle and see it. Yeah, once this monthly cycle breaks higher, then you have to call the correction over, and it looks like you broke through it. So this correct, like when I'm looking at this, I wouldn't be surprised that the correction's over, and maybe I need to label it this way. And then call it finished. But we really need a little more data to be more confident in this call. But this is what I'm thinking. You'll get something like that. Okay, Les L NTGR Netgear. Whoa, look at that candle. All right. Looks like to me let's just label what we got here. ABC 1, 2. Yeah, we'll just have to label it like that, I think. And then ABC, and then you come down in 3. There's your buy area. It hit it, and boom, your moon. So it's over. So this is bottomed here. It's starting to a wave 3 has been born. And now we'll see how high it can go. I guess as people upgrade their routers and shit. I don't know. Maybe they need to get new AI routers or AI equipment or whatever. I don't know what Netgear's selling these days. But whatever is gonna happen with Netgear, they're gonna be making a lot of money, it looks like, in the future, based on this chart. So good luck on that. That's a good buy. So this is a good buy on a pullback. I think if you get a pullback here, you want to hop on the train as long as you're above 10.15. Okay, that long. Yeah. So if you want to go long, I mean, if you're a long-term investor, you just wait for any pullback. Like I wouldn't buy it at up 7%. But you try to wait for a pullback and then get it. And if you're lucky, you get a big market pullback and you can really get back in at a retest. Because obviously, when the whole market comes back down, you know, let's say this is a 3. Let's say this is the impulse, right? Let's say at 5, SPY is at 600. You get SPY crashes, and maybe this comes all the way back down to like $11, right? So then you can buy it again there. But you'll have to wait through all that. But we don't know how high like when SPY's at 600, we don't know where this will be. What if this is what if this is all the way up here even? Like we just don't know where it's going to end up. But that's how I would like look at the long side. Okay, SLG. SLG short. That's probably is a good sector to short soon. Maybe not quite yet, but let's look at it. We did break that low here, which is okay. We erased divergence, so we'll just label it like a 1-2 here. You see you have that. This looks like 3 waves up, so it looks like you're still in this big wave 2 of some. So you're still obviously still in a massive correction. You may never see wave 3 in this chart. It appears to be just a massive 3-way move of some kind, right? And then this, something like that, and then here you're something like this. So looking at it, maybe big W. Let's see here. B, Y, and then this is W, like that. Something like that is what I'm thinking. So yeah, this could come back up to like 92. Like I said, because we are getting lower rates, right? They are going to lower rates, and we do think, like, I still ideally want the TLT to go higher, right? Ideally, it's too early. I mean, I was nervous that it was truncating, you know. So, but I mean, the ideal count while the dollar index is fallen should still be lower rates. The Fed should pivot, which will create the inflation burst. And then when that happens, then they pivot back to raising rates of some kind again. So that's what I'm thinking. And so I feel like this is that. And then this is, oh my gosh, inflation came back. What did I do? I'm Arthur Burns all over again. What a fool. And I have to raise rates. And then that's what this is. And then this may go out of whatever this company is, may not even exist anymore. But perhaps it can survive. But yeah, so I think the ideal short would be right around this area, but it's going to be hard to time it because it's not a good structure to short it. It's not a good structure. Maybe this downtrend line too. Let's take a look at where we are with that. Let's see if we can draw that. Actually, my bad. We got to draw it from here. That peak to this peak. Let's see. Maybe something like that. That could be like an ideal short right there if it could get up to that point. Right there on that downtrend line, right at that major turn. I have to wait and see how this plays out. All right, Mike, VRT. Veritiv. All right, looks like we've traded this pretty well so far. Got this call, let's see here. So we have this B that finished. This is obviously deep enough. So now we're in this wave 5. So it looks like to me you're in wave 5 right now, and you're about to go into a 3 of 5 for one more high. Of course, divergence can always be erased, but that's a lot of divergence that has to get taken out, so it's unlikely. But it looks like you're building a higher high. And then SMMT, Summit. Whoa, what happened here? All right, so Summit, massive cup and handle breakout. Well, not cup and handle, but like a double bottom breakout over a decade in the making. So yeah, you just have to say that's like a 1, 2. And then a 1, 2. And then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's look at that. We erased divergence, so that's not the count. So then you have another 1, 2. And now you're in 3. So how high can 3 go? I mean, I don't know. I guess it can keep going higher. It's running out of RSI space. But as you could see, you see all these 4s and 5s that have to play out. 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 4 and 5. So yeah, it will pull back and go higher, pull back and go higher and pull back. So it's just, I would say if it pulls back in 3 waves, it's a buy. If you can get a 3-wave pullback, like on the 45-minute time frame, which you don't have right now, but like if you can get something that looks like this, that would be buyable. And that would be a good trade-in opportunity just to trade that momentum. It will pull back. It's going to pull back. It's got to pull back. So you're just going to have to be patient if you're trading that. Now, if you're long, I think you just sit tight long. You just don't do anything. Just stay with it. I don't know. Again, I don't know what it invented. It must have had some drug, come out that worked really well. So, okay, Wolf. Let's go to Wolf. Wolf crypto. So Wolf, the crypto stocks, yeah, keeping an eye on that. Keeping an eye on this crypto, on Bitcoin. Don't want to get too bearish. And I was thinking about it. The sentiment is pretty bad. Oh, not this now. WOLF. Wolf. Oh, so you're what? Wolf Speed. Okay, gotcha. Wolf Speed. We did this the other night, and we said we were ready for a bigger bounce, and I think we're getting that. Here it is. So we should be bouncing back up to like $11, $12 here, but I believe that will fail one more time. Now, again, count can be off. I mean, I'm not that good with Elliott waves. Now, Celsius could be a rare exception that we got the count almost exactly right and bought the actual low. That's a very rare. Those situations happen. So I could be off, but as you could see, if this wedge is going to break out at some point, and when it does, there's going to be massive gains here. This is basically being priced for bankruptcy. There it is. Maybe it comes back up and tags the top of that wedge at 1590, even 1573, and then has one more grind lower. But yeah, if we break out of the wedge, then it's done. So it's hard to say, but it's obviously in a new cycle higher. It looks like to me it's in a new cycle higher. Which it's up 13% today. So yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. Right? Good luck with that one. All right, Reynaldo, how can I learn your Elliott wave style book? So so there's a lot of websites out there that you could follow to learn. Elliott Wave International is a good website for real classic Elliott Wave theory, real by the rules type stuff. Then Elliott Wave Forecast is another site with free material which builds on the theory with new modern ways of looking at the market that I do follow some, not all of what they preach in there. I don't agree with everything I read there, but most of it is pretty good. Then there are other traders online that I follow on my Twitter. So follow all those people I follow on Twitter. They do a good job, most of them with Elliott waves and trading. And then you bring that together. There is no book on my system. My system is my own system. Maybe one day I'll write a book if I have time to do that. But this system has it's a combination of chart pattern trading, Elliott wave theory, RSI, momentum techniques, bearish and bullish divergences I use a little bit, as well as occasional sprinkle of fundamental analysis, but very rare I use that. So I bring a lot of stuff together, and then just the overall feel of the market, just the kind of intuition, the poker feel and some of the best traders on the internet have that. They don't even have a system, right? They just they just have a feel for the market, and they just somehow always are able to make millions of dollars, right? How do they do that? They don't even use, they just happen to know when to buy the calls and puts. Those are the people that play the market like poker and have that into. So I try to do that a little bit as well. And that's like kind of what crypto's giving me. Like I think the sentiment is too bearish on crypto right now. It's almost as bearish as it was back at 17,000. It seems like to me, the sentiment. There's such a massive so that's telling me that maybe people are too negative. So I have from a feel of the market, that's why it's like maybe crypto need, I gotta change a little bit. And so that's not in a book, right? That's just a feel for the market, the watching people online talk about it, the people on the internet, the CNBC. So that's my style. And that's why if you follow me, you can kind of pick up on those things. And we can kind of trade it that way. But anyway. Okay, so here we go, guys. I got a lot more super chats to get through, and I'll get through them. PFE, let's go through that. PFE, Pfizer. Pfizer's in a wave 5, I believe, right now. And I'm glad to see that wave 5 is trying to develop. We really need that wave 5 here. One more high. We need one more high. But once we do, we have a big drop coming, probably back down to 2678. All right. Then MO. MO is, let's see here. Alteria. Hey, guys, we called this stock way before any mainstream media was on this. I heard they were trying to pump this on CNBC. I mean, I don't know what happened to my charts here, but we called this. If you have been, I've been asked about this a lot. This Ultra, and I was like, oh yeah, we're at the bottom, and it was a good buy, and we got the wave 3. So people got the wave 3, and then, guys on CNBC are like dumbfounded at why this is pumping, but we knew why it was going to pump. So let's look at the count and see where we're at on this leg. Here, looks like we got a 1-2 here. Looks like we got another 1-2 here. A 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll be conservative and label that as a 5. We'll put that 3 there, and we're in that 4. So as you could see, more upside is coming. I would just hold. If you're long, you just got to hold tight. And again, I don't know why these charts are screwing up like they are. So we'll just, I guess there's some kind of glitch in trading view. But basically, you get the idea of where we're going with it. Right? Let me come back here. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with trading view. But there you go. So, yeah. And of course, when this is finished, then there'll be a big pullback. Big bear market pullback of MO. RCL. All right, so we are in, so this 4, couple things. This 4 could be an A, B, C, D, E 4. So I could put the 4 there, but I'm going to put it there for now. I'm going to say we're still in wave 4. So we should be breaking this high soon at 175. And then a really big pullback, probably all the way back down to like 135 for one more high. So yeah, this once you break 169, then it should be off to the races. Off to the races here is what I'm thinking. Okay, Festival, UEC. Uranium Energy, yeah. So uranium had that pullback, and then Putin came out and said no uranium for the U.S. or something like that, and then it started to moon again. And then we got that vertical. So we're this X-wave connector. So is that the bottom here or not? Let's go to the higher time frames. So the monthly doesn't show divergence, but the weekly does. So what that tells me is perhaps it makes one more low still. So I think you still got to be careful. Now, if we could take out 561, then you have to call that low in here. But I believe you still are in danger of one more swing lower. You're in danger of one more swing lower to finish this move. And then that should be the bottom. That's what it looks like. Now, again, if we can make another push higher, then that's negated, and that's the low right there. It truncated in Y, and then it should be off to the races. EXK. Again, we called the buy here, and again, it's just wave 3. So this is where you have your position, and you basically don't have to sell it for hopefully many, many months from now, and you just have to hold. And if you try to trade in and out of it, you're just going to lose your spot in the line. But it should be pushing higher. Now, we do know with silver topping out at 35 at some point, and gold topping out again, if it doesn't extend, this impulse will end, and when it does, it'll be a massive pullback. So whenever this ends, more than likely this 5 ends when silver's at 35, and when it does, this thing's going to do something like that. It's going to go like crash. But I bet that I'm pretty confident this low will hold when that corrective move happens. But that's what I'd be looking for right now. Okay, Alex, let's go to your question. Car. Car is in a buy area. It's on a 5th wave move. Car could be bottoming at any moment. Right, look. There you go. This could be the buy opportunity of a lifetime right there for a trade. Bullish divergence. The shorter time frame, divergence between there and there. It looks good. So there you go. It's up 6%, so it looks like it's trying to reverse out. All right, costs. So we caught this pump, so we're still in this B, so we should be getting this C. More than likely, this C has started here, and it needs to go in 5 waves. So more than likely, it's got a pullback coming. Yeah, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like it's got a pullback in 2 coming. This 2 should pull back down to 699, 682. Yeah, see the bearish divergence. So yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're probably going to lose this whole thing here soon with that candle. If that holds, you get that confirmation candle, and then you come back down. You want to stay above 659. Okay, next question. RX and sound. So these are ones I posted. I have charted. Just again, I like to share good setups that I see, and I can't be wrong, right? Sometimes they need more patience, but they play out. So this one's simple. It doesn't get any easier. You have your first pump here, 1, and then 2 here. I can't really see it, but 2 there. And then you come off of that low in 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you pull back in 2. Then you come up in another 5 and a flat correction that ends right about here. And as long as you're above 586, as long as you're above 586, the count is valid. And we're looking for a wave 3 breakout of something huge to get this going, to get this back up to $20 and eventually up to 42. As it basins, this is kind of an accumulation area that as long as the structure holds. All right, and then sound is kind of in the same situation, very bullish setup. Again, it has to hold the structure, may not, but the setup's there, the play, if you want to play it, you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's do or die for the bulls on this setup as long as you're above. So stop loss ideally here would probably, you have to use probably 392, not this level, because it could still double correct in this too and still be valid. So I think that would probably be where you want to stop out. But I believe that this is another one that's showing possible explosiveness coming if this setup can hold. If we lose the setup, of course, then I would dump it. I would get rid of it. But then it's going to come all the way back down to these lows. All right, Anonymous. Yeah, so the same thing. I think they're buyable. If you believe Bitcoin's bottomed, they're buyable. So I think you have to say that Y is done here, and this is buyable now. That this correction's done. Let me get rid of that. So that's what you would say. You would say that correction's done here, and then this is a 1-2. It's ready to go into a wave 3. And that, I mean, that's what you would have to believe that. And the confirmation of this would be the break of the downtrend, right? This trend line right there, which I think we're coming up to test. So if it could break through this trend line, then that's a confirmation. The low's in, and we should get a whole new cycle higher. And then MIGI, like I said, I wouldn't be too bearish crypto, guys. If your sentiment is really negative, join the club. Everybody's is, and I think that's the reason why it may not do what you think it's going to do. I think too many people are too pessimistic based on online chatter I'm seeing and commentary. So just keep ready. So again, I still like this fifth wave. So this is different. I don't know what this group does and how it's related to crypto. I would still want to go with this. I would still want to go with a fifth wave here. Maybe Bitcoin does a mini pullback. It can make a fifth wave. But again, the only way to negate that would be if, yeah, see, you already broke it. Maybe let's look at this account one more time and see if we're wrong here. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It looks like it needs one more low. I got to stick with this count. I can't think of anything else. So I wouldn't change my mind on this one. BCHG, I would. LTCN, we would have to say with LTCN, three. Let's just look 1, 2, 3 for W. And then, yep, there's a 1. You would have to force yourself to say this was 3 waves. I guess you could. I mean, there's no divergence here. I guess I could somehow force a count. So I guess with Litecoin, what I would do is, again, it's kind of, I don't like trading this Litecoin. I think Litecoin is not, I don't like it personally as a crypto coin, but traders are going to trade what they want to. I'd rather trade like Bitcoin Cash or something, but because Litecoin, you got to remember, Litecoin is just a money tree for the whales. You're just funding their lifestyle. Okay, you'd have to do something like that and force yourself to say that's finished here. Again, this is very ugly, like symmetry, but I could do it. So I guess as long as it's above 986, this is valid count. If we break 980, let's say 980, we break 980, then we have to revert back to the count I have, and then this count is not valid. So I guess this is what I would update it to. I would have to update it to this count, and then the big W is here, the big X is here, And now we're entering the pump phase of crypto. So this is what I'd have to revert it to for right now, something like this. But we'll have to wait and see what plays out. I don't personally like Ethereum and Litecoin, but do what's best for you. All right. Let's go to the next super chat, Clove. Yeah, someone asked me about this one earlier. Maybe it was you. I don't know. So here we had the buy, and then we had another buy. Now we need to know, is this a massive fifth wave extension, or is it race? So the race divergence, obviously. So that can happen. So now we have an extended impulse. So we'll have another 1-2 here. We probably could put that 3 here, that 4 here, and I'll be looking for one more high. And it looks like you're about to get going on this wave 5. Like that. Okay, FNGR. So we'll have to say this is just moving in 3 waves. There's really no other way of doing it. That's a B wave connector. A, B, C, D, E. So I would be looking for more downside. And this looks pretty like, whoops, wrong one. Looks something like this. And then that's finished, and now it's pushing lower in Y. And I believe you got a big rug pull coming. Watch this trend line break. It looks like it's already broken it. So yeah, any moment it should get a big rug pull on this one. Okay, next, Bitcoin Cash to coin. Yeah, I think, again, like I said, like that's the one I would prefer the trade over Litecoin. But again, I'm not gonna, you guys got to do what's best for you on it. I do like Linkcoin. I like Chainlink only because I've had so much success trading it on prior cycles. So I kind of favor that coin. It's like gives me good luck with crypto. I tend to do well trading that. So yeah, so we just have to go back, revert back to the count that we had earlier, you know, a little different where this is the low right here. And we'd have to look at it as a triple correction. So it would change the count to something like this. We'd have to change it to that. But see, here you have the divergence. So here you don't have that convincing case, right? That convincing case. But once Bitcoin Cash breaks, let's say 360, gets to 360 and has a good break and holds it, then this is the count. You have to go with this. If we don't, then you could get one more low, and maybe you get one more low on the weekend. It bounces, and then BCHG never sees this area because it opens on Monday up here. So sometimes BCHG trades out of sync with the coin. So you have to understand that too. They're not the same thing. And I always tell that to the traders. They, you know, a lot of people don't understand it still for some whatever reason. They don't trade tick by tick. They have a premium. BCHG has a premium that sometimes goes higher or goes lower than the value of the coin. Ideally, the value of the coin should go lower. But like I said, what if it goes lower on Saturday, hits 244 and a puke, and then on Monday morning, it's up here at 350 on a ricochet bounce, and then BCHG, you wouldn't have even known anything happened because it's not trading, you know, after. And I see that happen all the time. That's why you can't relate the coin to BCHG. You have to like separate your mind from that. They don't trade together. They're very different. They trade, one trades 24/7, the other one doesn't. The other one has premium that can go from 200, 300, even 400% premium. Sometimes sometimes the premium can be undervalued, right? So you just can't, they're two different things. They're two different things. But anyway, good luck on that. Litecoin, same thing. Well, Litecoin, we were at a major crisis, right? We had to hold 39 and we've held it at 49. So as long as that low holds, that too is in. You have to back into the low, because if you break this low, then it's a catastrophe for Litecoin. Litecoin will have a capitulation move to $20, right? So it's got to hold this low. It's got to hold it. So that's where Litecoin is right now. So I'll have to wait and see how that plays out. CLSK, kind of the same thing. I was looking at that too. Again, we didn't, you know, we have this final swing lower. I could easily make that finished. It's in the buy area. So this is a buy against 810. And once we break the cycle, let's look at the weekly cycle. This thing's going to be taken off. So it's still not all clear yet, but I would say that looking at that leg, it looks like the daily cycle wants to come higher, and that should create a whole new cycle higher. So yeah, so I think, and you see how it erased divergence. More than likely that finished here. That finished here. Okay. We traded this well, right? We knew this was going to break down, and it did. Here, we tried to trade this little pump. It didn't work out, but that's okay, because if eventually it's going to come back up here. We know it. Now, there is a possibility this X could backtest this and do something like this, A, B, C, and then get Y later. So I have to keep an eye on that. But for now, I believe this low could hold and this could move out. Okay, JR, MOS. Mosaic, I think's in a pretty good buy area. Yeah, it's getting there. I think the last time I looked at it, so we have this divergence. Now the monthly doesn't show it. It would be nice to get that weekly divergence erased, especially with a Y leg. So I would still be patient and not really look to go after it yet. Let's look. Yeah, so I actually have this extreme area here too. So my guess, again, I can be wrong. So you see this is the big W. So let me get rid of this so you can see it better. So this W is this whole leg here. Shallow connector. You see how, like, more than likely Y will have to go deep. But this is so shallow, I wouldn't be surprised if X does something like this. Real quick, it does like an A, B, C. And then you get Y. So I actually, yes, it's in a good area if you've got strong hands and you're a long-term investor and want a dollar cost average in. But I would rather buy it when it's a better looking RSI setup than what I have here. But price has gone pretty deep, but I think it could go deeper. So I don't like buying it here. Okay, random DJT. So DJT was set up for a massive pump, and then they said Trump lost the debate, so it crashed. I don't know if he lost or not, but it does show at some point wave 3 will be born here, and when it does, we should see massive gains. So we barely took out the divergence. So this looks like some kind of 5-wave move now. So this is in 5 waves. So that's in 5. So what does that mean? It means it's going to extend lower. That means we're going to have a B wave bounce soon. Maybe this is, oh my gosh, you got the questions before the debate, so Trump surges again, and then something happens and he goes back down again. So I think that's what I'd be looking for, something like that with a more decisive erasure of divergence. And then this is has to stay above 961. So this will break this low. More than likely, you're going to break this low. Yeah, you'll probably break this low here at 1244. So now, since we have 3 waves down here, this is looking at this. We'll have to relabel it as 3 waves. And then some kind of yeah, like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4. So we'll do a WXY setup, something like this. WXY, and then this ended up just being like an A, B, C. Now it doesn't matter if we break that low or not. So now we could see if there's a target. Probably it's not going to be possible. Yeah, we won't be able to get a target. So it looks like to me you just got to finish this Y leg out. It's going to extend lower and deeper than we thought, and that's the setup now. So I guess the market is telling you the debate did do some damage to him, whether you agree or not. But it does look like his fortunes are going to change again in the next, I guess, 30 to 45 days, and then his fortunes won't change, and then something's going to go wrong. Looks like right before the election, something's going to go wrong in October, probably for the rest of the market, right? And then maybe right into before the election, or maybe after, maybe if he wins it, right, then this thing will go like vertical, so which nobody expects. So this could be a great lotto play, like the day before the election, right? What if the polls are like, oh, he's not going to win, he's toast, all that shit, whatever it is. Just you could buy DJT as a lotto play. I mean, and then you get like a 2016 again, and oh my God, he won. The polls were wrong. I mean, this thing's gonna probably be up, 300-400%. I mean, it's gonna be up crazy, more than likely, if it's trading down below $10 at that point. So that's probably the way to play this now. But there was a setup for a big debate pump. It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. And we did have the short here, though. We did call the short at 45. So we had the short at 45, but I would have closed the short here if I was in that. So but we got the 4 and 5. So now it's got to take another push lower. All right, AI's got to go lower. It's got a setup that's bearish. Should continue lower. We're looking for it to tag like 1341. So you have 3, 3, and now you're in this A, B, one more leg down. So something like that is coming to finish it, is what I'm thinking. You'll see. Something like that. And then something like that. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. But right now you're in this B wave bounce, this B wave. Okay, Tom, last super chat, and then I got to run. So GME, if I didn't get to your questions, super chat is hard for me to go through all the comments now these days because I'm so busy trying to still get set up. But eventually I'll be back and I'll have more time to look at everyone's comments and answer them. All right, where was I going with this? GME Technologies. Yeah, GME, again, you just have to trust the chart. So GME is one of those ones you just got to trust the chart and not trust your mind, your brain. Trust the chart. The chart is still good. There you are, right? We still hold that pivot. Since the chart held, you just hold. Just hold. There's no reason to scare yourself out of your position. Just hold. You just got to hold it. This looks like a 1-2, 1-2. Looks like it's going to have a little pump to fill this gap at least. So Yeah, I just say you just got to hold as long as you're above this 1870. But let's look at the after hours price data just to confirm, because this is important. Okay, yeah, so as long as you're above 1750. So 1750 is the key level on GME. You have to be above 1750. If you are, there's no reason to sell it. There's no reason to worry. This is just day trader battles, whales trying to get you to lose your money. You just hold tight. You just don't know when the next news drop is coming. Whatever. You just gotta, do something else. Don't worry about it. XRP, not sure how it's been. I haven't looked at that recently. Again, we're expecting a pump in XRP. We are expecting a pump. Well, that's the Bitcoin. So I mentioned, okay, we had this buy area if X was going to go deeper. Looks like we just missed it. And now, more than likely now that's finished. It got the final weak hands out. So I'd be looking for this Y leg to build now, to build out. So that's what I'd be looking for. So it does look like it's bullish off of this low at 50 cents. We had to buy at 48 cents. So it was a couple in, but again, this was just noise. A lot of people wouldn't know what to do, but now you just kind of hold it. As long as you're above this low, it should just keep building higher. It looks like it's trying to build a fifth wave here of some kind. And as you know, once you have 5 up, what happens? It goes back down. So expect that to retrace and then go higher. That's what I'd be looking for. AGQ. I think your silver may have, this one more high, and then it's got a massive rug pull coming. So I'll be looking for this. This looks like a beautiful setup here, and it looks like you have a 1-2. So Y is in 3 waves, so you could be 3 like that. It could be 3 here, and then a pullback and another 3. So it could look like a lot of things, but it's just, I'm looking for a Y. And then a catastrophe in the precious metal market, with most of the market facing the same fate, right? This Y is going to keep going, but you have this cycle will finish, and then there'll be a big pullback, a big nasty pullback, all the way back down to here. So that's what I'd be looking for, something like this. And then, of course, it will come back out in a new cycle later. Okay. All right, guys, that's it. I don't have any more time. I appreciate the super chats, guys. I'll try to do a lot more live streams as I'm getting settled in here. And I really hope you guys are working out. I do want to bring up one thing, though. You need to keep an eye on this. Don't get too euphoric about the overall market picture, only because I do worry about the VIX, our ticking time bomb in the market, right? The VIX is the ticking time bomb. And the VIX looks like right now it is nailing a buy area. Now, ideally, 1585 would be better. UVIX also right now is in a buy area. Ideally, I was like 435. Now we have a little gap here. Could it go lower? Sure. But what is this telling me? It's telling me, some selling's coming, right? Now, is it going to just go straight up? No. Look what happened with this one too. Like we bottomed here on August 19th. We didn't get our wave 3 until September 3rd, 2 weeks later. So we may bottom here, but it may be 2 weeks from now before we really take off, right? We could get this like stealth accumulation as the market is finishing its cycle higher, and then so think about that for a minute. But what this is telling you is you don't want to get too giddy. Don't want to get too punch drunk bullish on the indices. If this C leg is in the horizon, is coming, but B is here. So we know that the Dow Jones I was showing you earlier should be seeing something like this. Okay, SPY should come up to here and pull. So we're gonna have to retrace this whole wave, soon. The Qs, this will have to happen. And the IWM too, we'll have to retrace all that. So all I'm saying is don't get too excited today. Just be careful because the VIX is showing you you may not want to get too bullish just yet. And that's just the market, the VIX. Okay, guys. All right, that's all I got. See you guys later. And I'll do another live stream as soon as I can.